Question 1. When a client leaves you, does it ever come as a surprise? Question 2. When a client leaves you, do you have another client ready in the pipeline, prospective client that is, to come and replace the client you've lost? And question 3. What if you could avoid losing any of those clients without spending any money? Sound good? It's time for the client relationship bullet. Welcome back to The Bullet, with thanks as always to our sponsors for making this show possible. You know the format. We spend the first half talking about the issue, we spend the second half talking about the solutions. We have some words from our sponsors in the middle of it. And this is the client relationship bullet. So I'm fond of telling you that I've had 27 years at the time of recording working with the accounting profession. That's worldwide. That's a couple of thousand firms, maybe 2,500 firms. That's a lot of partners' offices to be stuck in at 8 o'clock at night. And you can't do that without spotting patterns. So here's a pattern. When there is a major client departure, and by major client departure, I'm talking about grade A, grade B style clients. So, I don't know, arbitrarily, anything from 5,000 upwards. But usually more like 10, 20, 30,000 pound clients. Or dollar, or euro, or whatever your currency is. And invariably, they didn't know, the firm, didn't know that client was going to leave. It comes as a shock, a surprise. There's an internal inquiry held in the practice to find out who knew, what was done about it, were any preventative measures attempted, and so on. And that's how disconnected we are from our clients so often. You would think you would know about a £30,000 fee about to walk out the door. You'd think you'd have a replacement ready for it as well, but neither are the case in my experience. So why is this? Why does it come as a shock? Can we do anything about it? Well, second answer first, yes we can. First answer second, it happens because we're not very close to the client. We carry out retroactive compliance services in order for them to keep the taxman and the relevant authorities away from their door. We rarely go hugely beyond that brief. If we do go beyond that brief, we don't regularly charge for it. It's more scope creep. And as a result, you don't get close to what the client's doing, what the client's motivations are, what the client is in business for, and that sort of thing. So you can't service needs that you don't know exist. So therefore, as a business grows, as its needs develop and change, if you don't introduce into your conversations with them all the ways in which you can help them, we can't expect the client to know all the ways in which you can help them. Therefore, we have to assume that they're going to assume that you can't help them, even though you can. You just haven't told them and they haven't worked it out for themselves. Therefore, those clients become vulnerable to competitive attack. So when they get a speculative approach from another firm who happen to be offering something more than the compliance, it's like, oh, is that possible? Can that be done? Or why has our current accountant never told us this? And their interest is piqued, and if they don't leave right there, it plants a seed. And that's not good for your firm. So if it is that the competing firm, the predatory firm, try hard to win that client and make them feel special and loved and cuddled and wanted and understood and heard and so on, that's all the things we're not doing for them. And therefore, that can happen in a £1,000 $euro client in just the same way as it can happen in a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 or more £1,000 euro dollar client. So I'm going to ask you to consider how many times that's happened. How many times has that happened in your firm? If you were able to prevent that loss and keep them, how many more years would you have kept them for? How much more in terms of fee increase would you have been able to levy as a result of additional help? And what is the true loss in cash to your firm as a result of not knowing or being close to your clients in the first place. Seems stupid, doesn't it? I certainly think so. The good news is that there's a remedy for free that suits people who can be bothered finding out what their clients are all about. And I'll tell you all about it after a word from our sponsors.
Do you need more time, money, confidence, or a better team? We know your struggles. Many accountants work tirelessly for their clients and still end up with a loss-making business. It's time for a change. Pronation works with accounting firms worldwide, and we have the expertise to help you step by step to get the firm you desire. Transform your practice today with Pronation. Implement effective growth systems, increase earnings, and build confidence to attract better clients, and develop a strong and experienced team. Make the change today and join the nation.
If you're an accountant in North America, did you know that 4ID Business Guidance System monitors, predicts, and recommends course corrections for your business? It's designed to empower business leaders and advisors by combining the codified wisdom of successful entrepreneurs with artificial intelligence. So the software learns from thousands of companies' data, and they provide affordable, actionable guidance that can be implemented in your business in not days, not weeks, not months, hours. Change the odds, get further faster, use 4Impact data for your clients in your firm. Find them at 4, that's the number 4, 4impactdata.com. That's 4impactdata.com. So, what's the solution? The solution is CAD, C-A-D, abbreviation for client a day. This is a ridiculously simple methodology that has worked for firms I've advised for all these years and doesn't work when you just can't be bothered, when you're just too busy, when there's just too many other things to deal with. In other words, you don't care whether your clients leave or not. So I'm going to ask you to do the most stupidly simple thing, and here it is. I'm going to ask you to phone a client a day. Phone, by the way, not email. Phone. A client a day. One client, grade A or grade B, or maybe just by fee level, you choose, doesn't really matter. Ones that you pick by are the ones that you think might be vulnerable, first of all, from most vulnerable down to least vulnerable. And I'm going to ask you to recite the following extremely complex script. Are you ready? Hi, how are you? That's it. They'll be surprised. They won't be expecting a call from you. They'll think there's bad news coming or that the clock's running or something like that. You'll be able to put them at their ease quickly to say, hey, just checking in, just seeing how everything's going in the business, seeing what you're up to at the moment. It's mid-year. How are you doing? Are you on target? What's going on? Did you hire that person? Did you buy that piece of capital equipment? Did that deal come in? Tell me what's going on right now. And they will be suspicious of you because you've never done that to them before. In fact, if they've ever had another accountant other than you, they've never had that before, and it won't feel natural, and they'll smell a rat. So you have to carry on putting them at ease and just saying, look, we're trying a wee bit harder to know our clients, to serve them, to stand ready, to serve them to the best of our ability. This is part of it. We're just giving you a shout. Don't worry. There's no invoice coming. I just want to see how you are. And once they get over the initial shock, the next thing they'll do is they'll talk to you. And they'll tell you what's working in your relationship. They'll tell you what's not working in your relationship. That's usually the fact that you don't get back to them fast enough. And they'll also tell you, depending on how much they like you, what their business is trying to do. And then you'll start to hear things like, do you get involved with, how much would you charge for things like that? Okay. So the Client a Day program is a simplistic program where you and all of your partners and your senior managers, if they have enough sway with your clients, take the initiative, that's right, initiative, to call proactively on the phone, not email, not text message, not voice message, but call a client, and if they're not in, call somebody else. And you'll find that you'll get through them once every 6 months, and then you'll call them again. And you will find problems for you to fix. You will find opportunities for you to capitalize on. And you will find that your retention rate's already very high, which is why you're complacent in the first place, will get higher still. And although you will maintain, if not increase your existing retention rate, you will now eradicate any unnecessary client loss, which can only be a good thing for you and your firm, right? So, today's bullet, is Client a Day program. Phone one client a day, spend 15-20 minutes on the call, say, hi, how are you? Listen to the responses and just dig a little deeper into what that client's trying to do, what's going on in their business right now, and have no other agenda. You will find opportunities present themselves, and it's the best insurance policy the practice can ever take out. I hope you do it straight away, because businesses are waiting for you to do so. And I'll see you on the next bullet. Bye for now.